we gear up for the political season in 2027. The possibility emergence of a coalition is seen as a breath of fresh air for Nigeria, stagnating democracy by some stakeholders. However, some people have dismissed the possibility of a worthy coalition. Former Kano State Governor and Chairman of the League of Northern Democrats, Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, dismissed the recent coalition of opposition figures, stating that it lacks the necessary political structure to challenge the ruling All Progressive Congress in the 2027 elections. He noted that the coalition does not have the backing of the leadership of major opposition parties, particularly the People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party. Joining us now to discuss how a worthy coalition can be formed is the convener of the League of Northern Democrats, LND, Dr. Umar Ardo. He would also be discussing how he dissuaded President Buhari from quitting politics after his third failed attempt at the presidency, as well as how they formed the 2015 coalition that battered a Buhari presidency. I want to ask you a question, and great to have you. Good morning to you, sir. Do you think the things that were available in 2015 or prior to 2015 to forming the coalition that brought about President Buhari, do you think those things are available today in our polity?
Yeah, they are very much available. They may not be exactly the same, but the underlying currents are there, and it's possible, very much possible. I heard what you said in your introductory statement about the chairman of League of Northern Democrats, Governor Shekarau, in which he was talking about the problems the coalition is likely to face. He was saying, and I saw him explain that several times, that the coalition cannot work if it comes on individual basis, that you will be able to come as an individual, and because of the weight, of your personality, or your support base, that you can form coalition that will obtain an incumbency. But if you come in groups and you understand you clearly define what you want to do, how you want to do it, and you come in groups, you can, of course, defeat incumbent. So I think that is what is playing out in the current political gimmick.
Okay. So for now, what is being reported seems to be division with the opposition, unable to, find a common ground. PDP governor...
There's no division.
Oh, okay. Let me just land, Dr. Ardo.
Not in our position in the LND.
Okay, sir.
I just explained.
Let me just land, sir, so you can get the context of my question. So the division I spoke of is that the opposition as a whole entity itself are not on the same page. PDP, for example, the governors are saying that they do not believe in a coalition. There's talk from Labour Party as well, similarly potentially saying that they may not be open to a coalition. Now, if this is the case, then it seems that the coalition itself may end up being a spoiler of sorts in the next election by splitting the vote. My question is, what is the common ground that you are appealing to bring all parties together? Because it's a question of what's in it for me? What is in it for the people you're bringing to the table?
Okay. Well, it's not actually in terms, when we say parties, that doesn't necessarily mean political parties. Political parties can be part of it, but parties, are groups, organizations, interest groups that will come together. So if you look at what happened in 2015, it was not so much as the parties that congregated and made the coalition and the alliance to happen and get victory. No. The 2015, the basic strategy for the formation in 2015 was on personalities. It was on two personalities. The personality of General Muhammad Buhari, who has 20 million votes across, 12 or so million votes across in the north, and then the personality of Senator Bola Tinubu, who controls 6 states in the south. So if these two personalities will come together, then they will win the election, obviously. And that was how we instigated, President Buhari to meet with Tinubu and come up with this coalition. But because they were leading political parties, Buhari CPC, not that it mattered much, but he CPC and then Tinubu ACN, that if the two of you can come together and form something like, say, ACPC, you will win the election. Because what you need is to bring the two sides together. And that was what happened. The coming of ABGA, a part of ABGA, which is from Imo, and then later, after the formation of the APC was registered on the 31st of July, 2013. And the new PDP came into being on the 27th of August, 2013, at the Eagle Square, when the serving governors, former vice president and senators and so on from the PDP walked out of the of the convention and went and formed new PDP in Yaradua Center. So by 13, already at that time, APC was 27 years old. I mean, 27 days old as a registered political party. And until November, December, they were negotiating how to bring the new PDP into the APC. And then they joined, I think it was around November or early December that the new PDP joined. But only 5 of the 7 governors that initially walked out of the Eagle Square ultimately joined the APC. And so APC went out for a victory. And the basis of this personality coalition was for President Buhari to be the president and then Senator Bola Tinubu to be the vice president. They could have won that election, and it's on the basis of that that the APC and was formed. Then ABGA with the ANPP part of it. But you see, if I make an analysis of whether or not ANPP or ABGA or new PDP joined that coalition, the APC was much likely going to win that election in 2015. So the parameters are still the same, and I think that's what the coalition is working on.
I mean, in addition to us discussing the back and forth when it comes to coalitions and what needs to be done to form a formidable opposition to the APC ahead of 2027, it'd be interesting for you to talk to us about your personal experiences with former President Muhammadu Buhari, how you were able to essentially change his mind or bring him back into the helm of politics. It would be very interesting to hear your experience of that time and whether or not you can apply that knowledge and that experience to what we're seeing today.
Yeah, well, to a large extent, because everything that experience is lesson. It happened, certain things happen, and we learn lessons from them. That's we have experience. So that experience can be brought to bear on the current coalition. What exactly happened was that, President Buhari contested 3 times. 2 times under ANPP and lost. Went to tribunal, to the Supreme Court and lost. And then he was now, he then told his people of the ANPP, the group that brought him, essentially the groups are, the old Kaduna Mafia, then the beneficiaries of PTF, mostly, within the North. So they put him 2 times, he tried. Without him getting the South, he lost. So he said he wasn't going through it. Now, then things happen. Some critical elements within the system lost out in the power game, with President Umar Yar'Adua and then later on with President Goodluck Jonathan. So they now move and then form and then reconvince Buhari that, look, since you have not made your statement public, that you won't contest and so on again, why don't you leave the NPP, do the analysis, then you come, we form a new political party, we drive, and we will win the election. And they may have sounded convincing to him, and he accepted. So CPC was formed. And then he tried the CPC for the third time, and he also lost. Went to tribunal, he also lost. But what I want you to remember is that on the 13th of April, 2015, when Buhari was closing his presidential campaign under the CPC, on the 16th of April, there will be the presidential election. So he closed it on the 13th and said openly that if he lost the 2013 presidential election, 2013 will be the third and final time he won't contest again. He made it now public. What he told the NPP, privately, he now made it public to the CPC and others and to the country, and that they were also not going to tribunal. So the role I played was to make him change this position. And I sat down and then, gave him my analysis of the situation and told him that if he can change and then do these things, form this coalition with the ACN, and then him president, Tinubu vice president, he win the election. So he became convinced, though not immediately. He said he wouldn't do it. I left, he wouldn't do it. But less than 3 hours, he called me. It's me, come back. I came back, up. We do it, yes. I give consent, we do it. And then it was done. And then when I met President Tinubu, and this and the rest, is history. Okay,
the rest is history. As we speak today, is there any candidates or technocrats, from the South that the League of Northern Democrats think they can pull forward, or they have imagined at some point that can, be a viable candidate against incumbent President Tinubu?
Well, the League of Northern Democrats is not a political party, so we will not be able to put in any candidate.
I know, but you guys can talk for that candidate.
We just want to be part of the process. No. We just want to be part of the process of the coalition, and then see what emerges. And then the thing will obviously go out of your hand, because the system has a way of prodding somebody, by itself. It always happens. So, so that is our role. That is what we think we will do. And then let's see. I will not be able to say, but there are thousands of people, candidates capable. In the South, there are thousands of them in the North. A country of 230-something million.
Can you give me some names?
No, I will not give any name. I don't have any name to give now.
I mean, you said there are thousands. But if you can mention some names out of these thousands of people there are. That are capable in the South, can you just put some names forward?
You see, if you talk about capability,
yes,
you are capable of being the president yourself.
I'm not running.
But if are you capable of maybe mobilizing public opinion on you?
Give me other names of people that
it is part. I know. There is nobody that is running now.
Not me, Rufai.
There's nobody that is running now.
I'm not leaving my job as a journalist. Give me names of people that are capable that you guys might have highlighted. Give me names, please.
I won't be able to do that now. Certainly not.
Okay.
It's not even strategically, yeah.
Sure. You said that the League of Northern Democrats is not a political party. So what exactly is your interest in this? Is it just to remove this administration? What's your agenda?
No, not at all. Our agenda is to refix our country, to at least give Nigeria, to make us a fully developed nation state.
And so can that only be done through a coalition?
Travel across the world, everybody. Yeah, it can be done through the taking over political power.
Okay, so the League of Northern Democrats wants to take power.
What motivated me? Not the League itself. I explained earlier that we want to be part of the coalition in order to help in bringing out a political platform that will successfully challenge and displace incumbency. So, and the reason is because we need to fix our country. Our country has derailed. We all know 230 something they say, but I know for a fact that we are number 6 on the population list in the world. We are a fully black nation, and we are supposed to be the mirror of the black man across the world. But what are we? What are we? So we have the people that can do it. We only fail to have the government that can do it. In 2006, my thinking then was, let us first stabilize our politics. If we get our politics stabilized, we will be able, then to bring economic growth to our. And what is the stability? How do we stabilize our country? We stabilize it through certain acts that are manifestly just, fair. And so I started, I supported. After we were removed from power by President Obasanjo, I supported the Peter Odili for president. I was the director of strategy of that campaign. My reasoning was that I brought in a large number of the North to support the Odili candidacy. On the ground that the South, the Niger Delta and the North were traditional allies. We were allies. We entered independence as allies. We are only the Northern People's Congress and the Niger Delta Congress that came together, form an alliance before 1st October 1960.
I need to put in this
question. We need to.
I need to put in this question before we leave quickly. Has President Tinubu failed? Why do we need a power change? Has President Tinubu failed? And why do we need a power change?
I will not say President Tinubu has failed, but he has not met, expectations. A whole lot of it, he has not met expectations.
So why do we need a power change? If he has not met expectations,
people like me from Buhari,
can he be given time to do better, or he must go in 2027? Can he be given time to do better, or he must go in 2027?
No. It's not time. There is a Hausa saying that Juma and Zate Kyo Dagalarba Ganita. That the Friday that will be good, you will know it by Wednesday. That is 2 days. So the president is barely half of his term in office, and we have not seen, a shift in policies and implementations. You see, the way to measure this thing is this: do we have more discontinuities and more dissimilarities now from the Tinubu administration than we have in the previous administrations? If there is more discontinuities, more dissimilarities, then we will say things have changed. And since the previous one is negative, then we will say that we are moving towards positive, since there are only 2 sides.
Dr.
But if we do not see...
It does look as though we've run out of time, but we do want to extend our huge thank yous to Dr. Umar Ardo, who is the convener of the League of Northern Democrats. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.